kind of like The Walking Dead. I'm kind of getting
And
sick
The Last of Us, like...
Oh, yeah, sorry, The Last of Us.
It felt like, what was that guy that had that little junky town in The Last of Us? You go there and he's like, got all the traps set up.
Oh, I
and...
can't remember, but yeah, I know what you mean.
It seemed like that part.
But it also, as it went on, I was just getting more and more impressed with this gameplay because there's just so many zombies on the screen.
It was something like out of The Walking Dead where there's a herd chasing him. Like, literally. Like,
I don't even think
maybe 400 zombies.
I don't even think The Walking Dead has had the budget for that many zombies.
But the impressive part was that they seemed to be chasing him procedurally. Like, they were just following the player, and this was a live demo.
However they can get to him, they'd get to him.
Yeah, and it was a live demo. You could see there was a guy playing it, and like, there's zombies jumping out the window. They were getting like blown out by explosions. He's shooting them and throwing Molotovs, and they just keep coming.
The one bit I like is he keeps climbing up into the building. It's like a warehouse he's climbing up, and he ends up running across maybe a little like footbridgey thing.
Yep.
And it's made of wood, and there's so many zombies on it that it cracks and breaks because of the weight of the zombies.
It's very interesting. And like, we're sitting around, Jack's like, oh, fucking... zombies are so boring.
I'm so sick of it. But I kind of felt the same. Like, I'm getting a little sick of this post-apocalyptic zombies.
Fair enough.
Because it happens a lot.
But it's so sick.
But it was like, the more it went on, I was just... There was one shot, and he looked back, and it was like a flood of zombies. It was
unreal.
It was crazy.
And then there was like an aerial panning out shot, and there was like maybe 1,000 zombies converging on him. And like, it didn't seem to stutter. Was really impressive.
That is true, especially considering it's not out yet.
Yeah, like, it was just kegging. And I'm interested because it does seem like you'll have a bikie crew. Mm-hmm. We Australians know and fear bikies.
Oh yeah, the government's really instilled that fear of bikies.
It's always bikies selling your kids heroin.
That looked amazing. The trailer looked good, but the gameplay at the end was really where it was at.
I'm going to be real. I'm going to call it Dead Don't Ride forever. Days Gone, not as good a name. Just going to say that.
It isn't as good a name.
No.
And I'm actually really wondering why they swapped it out, because Dead Don't Ride is just a better name.
And then, of course, they announced the...
Finally.
The Sony Trinity.
Finally.
Do you remember the Sony Trinity?
What was it?
It's kind of like a Vita 2.
What?
Nah, it didn't happen. But I just put together in my head that Sony has a naming convention. The Morpheus and the Neo. They're all Matrix references. We need a Sony Trinity now.
Ah, okay, sorry. I was like Trinity. I was trying to think of like 3 things that they were talked about once. Okay, no. I'm just going to keep going with what I was saying.
Did you ever put that together, though?
No, I do now. Yeah, I did now. But I'm just going to leave it and pretend like... I guess it makes sense because they're giving us VR and soon we'll be fucking jacked in. But we move straight into 8 years in the making, The Last Guardian.
And you know what? It looks like it.
Yeah, I told Khayl while we were doing, I was like, you need to tweet something out like, this game looks brilliant, said someone 8 years ago.
I just wrote that it looks like it was made 10 years ago.
Because there's one quick close-up of the boy's face that I assumably play as. Yeah. Looks haggard.
Yeah, this game's being trotted out to die.
It looks like Eco.
It just can't win. It's fucked.
Again, I guess... See, at this point, my expectations are so low.
Yep.
That if it comes out to critical success, then maybe I'll pick it up.
Yep, I think that's fair.
It was just funny because I was expecting it to look better.
It has, like, I have no hype for this game, but I'm very interested to see how this train ride ends.
October 28th, if I'm not mistaken?
25th. We did get a release date.
October 25th.
And yeah, that looks really cool. Then we got into a very...
Do we want to... Sorry, I know they can't do it, but do we want to place a bet to see if they'll actually make that date?
Oh.
They have to. They
have
can't.
to.
They just shouldn't release it broken if they have to.
Yeah, so then we got another... Like, so this has just been non-stop. Rapid fire, just dropping games. Like,
yeah, this is actually something on the whole conference I noticed is very few, like, speakers.
Yeah, it was pretty much Sean Layden. No Shuhei.
Andrew House.
Yeah, he came out
out briefly, and Hideo Kojima popped up.
Well, you're getting a bit fucking ahead of yourself.
But that was it.
That was it.
There was no Andrew House. Oh no, there was no what's the Vita guy? Vita wasn't mentioned at all, actually.
No, it wasn't actually.
Vita did.
So yeah, like, so what have we got there? Like, 3 exclusives. Dead Don't Rise.
4 exclusives.
4
If
exclusives.
you then go on to Horizon Zero Dawn by Guerrilla, that was
And then
the 4th game shown.
And we got an extended look at that, and it was amazing.
They start the conference with 5 exclusives.
It's pretty huge. Just straight up, and like each one got so much time, like...
But and then let's not forget that all of these games are scored by the same orchestra.
Yeah, the whole time. Like, I was thinking that. I was like, how do they know the theme songs? Like
Practice. Lots of practice.
Yeah, but they were doing it like to live gameplay demos as well. It was...
No, but that's what I mean. Like, I think they
must
would
have
have had
practiced.
like actual rehearsals and stuff.
I'm guessing
for that.
they are professionals.
Or at least they would have gotten footage of the gameplay
Yep.
before they actually did it, so they had
like
an
that.
idea of it. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn was a brand new gameplay trailer was showed
Yep.
a little crafting, a little bit of scavenging,
A lot of just like scouting, like how you can see what parts of...
like analyze them and see what you can use of them
Yeah.
and stuff. And it shows weak spots and stuff. It looks
bunch
like
of weapons.
it really kind of felt like you've got all the tools you need, but you're still pretty fragile and underpowered.
Yep.
Because there was, at the start of it, there was those things that she saw that was like loading stuff into its back. And she's like, they're strong, but I need the resources. So she took out the weak spot. It dropped the resources. She runs in and just steals it.
And just runs.
And then runs away.
Yeah.
So it looked like she was like, I can't take them, but I can take it. I can take what I need.
I tweeted that Horizon Zero Dawn is the Legend of Zelda game I always wanted.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen the Legend of Zelda game they're making, though, and that could be pretty cool.
Interesting. Well, she tamed a dino bot and
Let's call
rode
it-
it. And then later
Dinotron.
and then later on she's fighting something crazy and she whistled and it came to her like a Pona and she just like rode away with it and then it got destroyed.
Actually, she rode around this thing.
Yeah.
I have this, I don't know what it is, but I really love the, that like 4-way crossbow that she's got that ties shit down.
Yep.
I really enjoy that.
What was it? And like she had a slingshot. I was like, "You are Link now."
Yeah.
this is all that's happening.
She had a slingshot. No sword though. It was like a staff.
I think she had a spear kind
like
of
a
thing.
speary thing. But yeah, looks really great.
Yeah, that's like that's going to be wild.
They released it on that. You're gonna have to. I've got no links on this for release.
Sorry,
so
I'll check that
out. So that looked awesome.
It really, really did.
Really, like they really fucking fuck shit up with this conference. Like it was just balls to the walls.
There's just too many games
There was.
now.
I'm gonna say there was 2, maybe 3 down moments, but they didn't last very long.
I can't think of any. What do you mean?
We'll get there.
Sorry, that is February 28th. For those keeping track at home, that's 2 weeks after Persona 5. So fuck
Oh my
our
god, that's the
lives.
same day as something else.
It's a week after my birthday too.
Fuck, this is brutal.
You better
I don't have
fucking
the money
remember.
for this.
What about my birthday?
And then
dude?
we moved into the 5th, but not final PlayStation exclusive of the conference. Detroit becomes okay.
Oh, what a
Fucking hell,
fail,
IGN.
dude.
What the fuck, IGN? It's Detroit Become Human, not Detroit Becomes Human.
Oh god.
Come on, IGN. You're really
Someone's getting
fucking
fired.
up my podcast.
Someone's getting fired.
So Detroit Become Human, they showed what I can only assume is a different protagonist to the original trailer, which was a girl, Cora. What was it? Cora, that's right. And it's a man, he's on a rooftop. He's in a hostage situation as if he works for some agency.
Yep.
And it's an android's got a real little girl hostage on the rooftop, and he says he's going to jump.
Yep.
And they go through it, and then the dude jumps off with this girl, and even I was like, they just killed a little girl. Like, what the hell?
Straight away.
And then I realized that they were just trying to show how many different ways this situation could be handled.
Like, you could talk him down, and, like, he'll just give up the girl, and then maybe one of the SWAT snipers will take him out.
Yeah, you can shoot him, he can shoot you.
You can tackle him with the girl or without the girl.
There was one where he grabbed the girl, threw her away while charging him off the roof, and they both went off the roof, but the girl was safe.
And you could, like, talk down the helicopter dude or the sniper guy, make them stand down.
It really looks like they were really pushing this branching story.
And then they zoomed out and showed the web of all the different ways
and
it
it
could
was
have gone.
impressively large.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. And that was like one scene. Like just one little moment.
So I'm going to be honest, that trailer for me was much, much better than the original last year that we saw.
Yeah, and not to mention like it's just has a really cool style.
Good tone to it.
Yeah, like really gritty sci-fi noir.
It feels to me like they're going back to like their Heavy Rain roots.
Yep,
And having multiple characters and really heavy on the branching storylines. I'm pretty keen to see where this goes.
And then they pulled a real bait and switch. They bring up on the screen
After the kitchen.
Or
Or before the kitchen.
I thought they were both the same.
Well, I think it said before the kitchen, and then it goes into what I assumed was a VR demo
Of the kitchen, which was a horror game or a horror experience.
I don't remember this at all, but it might have like an experience, like one of the
listened
VR
to,
experiences.
Yeah, I've listened to like people in the industry talk about playing it and that it's really scary. And it was pretty scary. A whole bunch of creepy shit happened.
Was this was a VR game? Yes.
Yeah.
It was,
yep.
So this is where they kind of get into the VR extravaganza.
Section. Yep.
But this kitchen game, by the end of it, it's kind of spooky. I'm looking at it like I'm not playing this, but then they started showing like like an intro sequence almost, and like cells morphing and all this stuff, and I was like, this kind of looks like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And then it's just revealed to be Resident Evil 7.
Biohazard.
And I was just surprised, firstly, that they called it Resident Evil 7.
It's interesting. I was telling you, like, Biohazard was the working title for the first game. And so a lot of people were like, maybe they'll just do the classic. Because God of War is not God of War 4, it's God of War.
Yeah.
And they thought, like, they'd just call this either Resident Evil or Biohazard.
Yep.
But it's actually Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
It's like all of it. They couldn't decide.
No.
But it looked, I don't know, it didn't really do anything for me personally.
Yep.
I played bits of Resident Evil, I think it was 2, but I don't really know.
They're all incredible. The first 3, and 4, of course, is the one that everyone loves. But the first 3 are amazing. Nemesis, the first one I highly recommend.
I just don't really have I played 5. It was the one I played most.
The remake.
And people fucking hated it who actually liked the old Resident Evil. So.
Yeah. The remake of the first one on PS4 is amazing. It's really tight.
No, I'm just probably not going to play it though. So that's cool. It was announced as a VR game, PlayStation VR exclusive.
Yeah, you're right. We did sort of get into this. Was it Andrew Bird that did the
Andrew House?
Birdhouse.
Andrew Bird is a singer and there's a weird reference you just busted out.
Indie rock dude.
Yeah, some like hipster dude. So yeah, they go into this VR stint. So they do Resident Evil 7 VR game. I don't know.
Then we got, just real quick, we got the little cutaway. They said that PSVR is releasing on October 13th, 2016 for $3.99 USD with 50 games between launch and Christmas.
That's also, I think they did specify that that's 50 games. That's including games that are going to be patched to work with VR.
Yes.
So it's not like 50 new games that could be like, all right, we're going to go back and this will have a VR thing. But then they went into what I'm going to call one of the... actually, they announced Farpoint.
I was just looking at that on mine. I can't remember exactly what that one was.
That was the one in the desert where you like, I get a point.
Oh, because it's like a real shooter.
Because it looks like a AAA shooter. FPS VR game.
That's cool.
And then they kind of get into what I'm going to call a downswing. Where they announced the Battlefront VR X-Wing mission.
Yeah.
Which seems like one mission. It almost is like an experience in my mind.
Which sucks, because I was saying to you, I was like, this is either TIE Fighter or Rogue Squadron.
Yep.
And it was fucking neither.
And then they announced Batman Arkham VR. Wear the cowl. Hashtag wear the cowl.
That's right.
They really didn't show much of it.
No.
Like, I don't really know. Does it mean we're playing an Arkham game, or is it a separate experience?
It did sound like, you were saying it sounded like Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Well, yeah, it has to be, because it was Arkham. It's an
Arkham game.
Warner Brothers Eidos? Wait, who does it?
Warner Brothers, just WB Montreal.
Yeah, okay. I can't think of the developer, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys. My brain just shut down for a bit. I'm talking a lot. I've got no water, and my mouth's getting parched. They went into... This was one of the most sad displays of the game.
My tweet here is amazing. Can I please read my tweets? Okay, so... First off, it started off well. Final Fantasy 15 VR trailer has got me hyped. I love that dirty, dirty dubstep. That was, whatever.
That was the initial 5 seconds.
2 minutes later, there is another tweet. Final Fantasy 15 VR. The catch is you have to play as Prompto. So it's like a first-person Final Fantasy 15, but you have to play as the lame dude with the gun.
And it also looks like, I cannot confirm this, I'm just going based off what I was seeing, but it looks like you're static until you do like the warp move.
Oh,
So it
I
looked
didn't
like
really catch
you just
that.
stood in one spot and shot an enemy and then warped across the field and shot the same enemy while all the other characters are being a little bit lame. I don't know. It just looked... They had these weird shots of Prompto wearing a VR headset.
Yeah,
And I
what
was
was that
like,
about?
What the fuck